today's the day. We're building the Impulsor. Hi, my name's Paul, welcome back to the channel, and today we're finally facing our fears. We're putting it off no longer. We're building the Primaris Impulsor. I'll keep this short and sweet because I can't begin to imagine how long this is going to take, because I want to include the building process and the whole paint job, and this thing's massive. Like, it's only 2 sprues to be fair, I think. Yeah, like, it's only these 2 sprues, but there's some parts on here, and I've watched a couple of videos of people painting and building them, and it just looks like Mount Everest of painting. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump into this gargantuan task. Sweet, so we've got the first page, which looks like the base and some like side walls, and then a couple of little interior bits and the hooks on the bottom. Cool, so let's build all this section. Cool, next up, what have we got here? Okay, so it's like some more like side structures. Oh, so we do it twice. Oh, look at that, okay. So we do one this side and this side, and then we merge them into the middle of this thing. Awesome, so let's crack on with this part. Which is this big front cover, E8 and 9, and then the top down section, which is E14, 44 and 45, that makes this bit. Cool. Sweet, so next up it's 14A and B. We've got more pieces than I can even read off. I don't look at them off. Looks like we've got to slap on some exhaust at the back, and then the tired tracks. Is this just for one side, and then the next page is, yeah, the other side too? We'll do both pages actually, because they're the same thing, aren't they? It's looking incredible. Like, look at that. Like all the tracks on it, all the little details like this at the back, like the exhaust and like the cover and this little bit, these things here. Like, I don't know what they're called, but like, yeah, the amount of detail on this is insane. Cool, I found another misprint. So we've got 47 and 46 are the like empty rockets with nothing in them. But if I look at the sprue, 46 and 47, the ones that are clipped in, I turn them over, are the full rockets. Because these are the ones I wanted. So what it says here is 43 and 42 are the full ones, which I wanted. So I clipped them out, 43 and 42, but it turns out they're the empty ones. So they got them the wrong way around. So I need to cut out those ones. Does rotate right? Oh, that's cool. Look at that. And then, oh, yeah, look at these. Oh, yeah. So far, these little weapons, they were good. I kind of wish they were a little bit more firm, so you could like kind of like just position them. They're not like flopping about. I mean, this one's kind of firm, but it kind of springs back. I don't know why. Don't know what the difference is. Maybe it's the glue. But what's next? Oh my god, this is actually the first model that has ever taken me more than 1 day to build. So it's actually tomorrow. I started this on Friday and now it's Saturday. And yeah, we're still going. This has been a mission, although this guy has stiffened up overnight. It still moves a little bit, whereas this one's still loosey-goosey, so maybe all that glue I've been getting everywhere is coming back to bite me. We've got the weapons. Onto this bit, we need to build this little disc, and then this other turret up here. And we got a little bit of Space Marine dude in there. Haha, cool. Cool, so yeah, we'll build the turrets, and then we'll slap on all the little extra fun bits, because there is a lot. Cool, let's get cracking. Cool, so there's all the little details done. We've slapped on the sword, some of the insignias, and some like Crusader seals and ribbons and whatnot. Purity seals, I think they're called. But yes, that's all the tiny details. It's looking incredible. Like, on the one hand, I love how cool it looks, all the little details, and it looks really impressive, and it's such a cool model. And on the other hand, it just fills me with absolute terror and dread, because I have no idea how I'm going to paint this. But we'll cross that bridge in about an hour when we come to it. So, next up, we've got the base in, but I might leave it off the base, because I don't know, I want to do that at the end. I want to, like, kind of maybe put something on the base, maybe look at it a bit fancy. So next up, I've got to do this sort of back cover and a weapon. What are my options? Like gun turrets, rockets, spiky dome, or a radar. Tell you what, I'll put the Gatling gun on it, because we've got a flamer and rockets on either side. So, you know what? We'll chuck on a Gatling gun. So the blue one. But I will say I actually am going to leave this off, I think. I'm going to build this all up, but I'm going to leave it to one side and paint it separately, because it goes on the back here. So it's this on like that, which looks incredible, but like I can't paint in there with this on. Like, I can't get into any of these little bits. So what we'll do is we'll leave that off. So put this to one side. So this is actually fully done. Like, incredible. Looks awesome. So we'll leave this to one side, and we'll just build up this thing, and then we can start priming and painting and probably crying. Oh, see, I'm a big fan of this. There's just two massive gun barrels, the big eagle on top. Yeah, I'm glad I picked this. Oh my god, it is done. Like, this was a journey. This is the first model ever that's taken me longer than a day to build. Most of the Marines and even the Blight Hauler I did were like couple of hours, but this was like I started this yesterday on Friday. Today's Saturday, and I think it took about 4 hours just looking at all the footage in the editing software, but this is unbelievable. Like, I knew it was gonna be like a cool, detailed, like big model, but seeing all the tiny bits on it, like the little lights on the front, to the little Space Marine dude, where do I even start? So obviously I start with a undercoat, a prime. So what I might do is just the Chaos Black and then the grey, like Xenophil, like we've been doing for the Marines, because I really like how they look. And also my plan, I think, is to dry brush a lot of these edges, because there's just so many, and I think it would take me a lifetime to do it all by hand with edge highlighting. So I should stop putting it off, because that's all I'm doing. I'm just rambling on to put off the inevitable pain. Oh, I guess, yeah, where's the Chaos Black? Cool, so that's pretty full coverage. One thing I didn't consider was, yeah, it being a big whole model means it needs a lot more primer. It took a little bit longer than normal trying to get in all the nooks and crannies. In fact, even now I'm actually seeing a teeny tiny bit of mist, so I'm going to top that up, head inside, wait for this to dry, then slap on the Xenophil, which I think is going to look really good on this. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, you know. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be, because there's so many little details, so many things sticking out that's going to make a lot of shadows. Real happy with this, super excited to start slapping some paint on it. Oh, here he is! Oh, this is looking so good, I can't wait. Yeah, now that I've primed him, all that anxiety is washed away and I just want to get stuck in. I'm not sure why, but I'm feeling a lot better about it. So what I'm going to do with this Primaris Impulsor is basically do the exact same recipe I did with this, just on a larger scale. So what we're going to do is, so he's been Xenophil primed. I'm going to slap a Black Templar contrast paint over all the areas that are going to be black or metallic, which is like 99% of the model. There's just these two little bits at the front that'll be white. And then after we've done that, we're going to dry brush on a lot of the highlights. So we're going to take a dry brush with Russ Grey, I think, and then literally just going to go around the model edge by edge and just like slowly apply them and work through that way, and then see where we're at. So yeah, without further ado, let's get stuck in. One thing I will say is I didn't actually find like a decent video guide for this. Like, it's really hard to find people that have painted Black Templar Impulsors. So I'm actually going to go a little bit old school and just reference the box art basically. Just look at this, see what this looks like, and try and replicate it. Let's get to it. Oh boy, this is taking a lot longer than I thought it was. So one thing I forgot, or I didn't really consider, was just the sheer amount of paint you use when it comes to like covering something this big. I feel like I'm tearing through this pot of Black Templar contrast and just like lathering it all on. Wow, that was a that was a lot more than I thought it was going to be. Holy, I'm not sure if contrast paint was the best choice for this, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know why I didn't make the correlation, but like obviously this model is like the size of like 10, 20 Space Marines. Like I didn't make the correlation that I'm going to need to use like 20 times as much paint. And speaking of which, yeah, I'm not sure if contrast was the best for such a big model, because it's easy to get a good spread of control on a small model. Because I know with contrast you're supposed to have like certain control with it, like not going over the same areas, certain brush strokes, I think. So yeah, like looking at this, I mean, luckily it dries quite quickly, so we can kind of do a little review. I'm not sure what it looks like. To be fair, looking on the tiny camera screen it looks okay, but in person it looks a bit patchy. Like up here you can see kind of, oh, in this bit here there's like a little area where it's a lot lighter than the others. I think I probably because I put more contrast on some sections than others. So yeah, I'm not sure contrast was the best choice. I mean, it doesn't look horrendous. So what we need to do now is wait for all of this to dry completely, and then we're going to do some dry brushing, some rust grey. Where is it? Yeah, I'm going to do rust grey. There's probably some better colours, but like I mentioned, I've missed some areas as well. I've done rust grey and all the others, so I might as well stick with it. I do quite like it as well. So yeah, what we're going to do is, while we wait for this to dry, I need to walk the dog, so it's perfect timing. So I'm going to go walk her while this all dries, come back and we can try some dry brushing. So I did walk the dog, but I had loads of other stuff to do, so it's actually the next day. I didn't get to do any painting last night, but it gave us a good chance to let this fully dry, sit on it and think about it, and yeah, I think I know what's gone wrong. I mean, it's not horrendous. It's a little bit patchy in some places, and it's not super consistent, and I think I've just been a bit impatient when applying the paint. I wasn't like treating it like a contrast, I was treating it like a base paint, like an Abaddon Black, so I was just like, oh, I put it all over, getting coverage. Obviously, with contrast, you need to do a slow, kind of like keep it consistent, keep it smooth. So I think I've just been a bit impatient and not taking my time, which has caused like a lot of this, like some areas are like a little bit patchier, a little bit darker, a little bit lighter than others. It's okay. It's not a complete car crash, and we know where we've gone wrong, so we can learn from it in the future. So it's not a total failure. We did learn something from it, so it's all okay. I want to move on to some dry brushing now. I really wanted to start dry brushing some of these edges. I really like how it turned out on this guy. I did off camera the other day. Let's have a little quick review. I really like these edges here that come out with the dry brushing. They're really, really cool. I like up the top here, this sort of section. I'm a big fan of the stuff around the front. It's been an absolute nightmare, as I thought it would. So many edges. It's hard to keep it consistent. Oh, that ground here is quite cool as well, to be fair. Yeah, going strong. I much prefer the dry brush into like the edge highlighting all of this. Like, I couldn't imagine going around with a small brush and just doing everything. I imagine it gets probably a better look overall, but I do quite like this sort of like dry brush washed sort of effect. It's quite nice. It is really showing up, like you can see on the front here, all of the issues with the contrast. What I might actually do is go around and just top up some of the contrast where it's worst. Not like do a whole fresh coat, but some areas where it's really bad, just top it up. Cool, so I'm pretty sure that's all the highlighting done. Although there's a highly likely chance that we're going to come back and touch things up at the end, just because I'm already seeing areas that I've missed on the contrast even, like here, and areas I really want to touch up. But we'll get to that later. Next up, we're going to check on some of the white. It's just these two bits at the front, and I think these skulls are meant to be white as well. Looking at the box art, yeah. Like they've got the transfers in the front, whereas we've got like the actual Black Templar, Black Templar attachments. But we'll keep it matched in the box. We'll keep them white, and then the skulls will be gold. Be able to do the white. And speaking of which, I've got a new white. Got Vallejo model colour cold white. Everyone said that the Corax white was just terrible, like the worst white. So yeah, I went out and grabbed this, see what this looks like. Awesome, so that's the white done on the front and on the little insignias on the side, and it's coming together now. It's really cool. I love adding all the little details after the base layer. It really brings the model in, and I think also when it's just the base layer and like the highlights, it kind of draws your eyes to the mistakes on the base layer a lot more. Whereas when you start to add the details like the golds and the whites and the silvers, it really like brings out the model and kind of takes away some of the focus from the little mistakes on the base layer, which is good. Because, yeah, I can see, the base layer isn't great. I kind of wish I tried it with like a Chaos Black and then a Baton Black and then the highlight rather than the contrast. But it is what it is. We've done what we've done. I don't hate it. Like, I do really love how it looks. I'm just kind of curious to see what it would have looked like the other way. And I guess that's my issue with Warhammer a little bit, is there's so many things I want to try, and I've only got a limited number of models. So next up, it's the silver. There's so much silver. I say so much. Like, on the models, there's not too much. Like, it's just like little bumps here, the bars, some of these antennas, and the little bits and bobs. It's these tracks that are going to be a mission. There's so much surface to cover. So let's crack open the Leadbelcher and make us all shiny. One thing I do really appreciate about the Impulsor is just how, like, you can just pick it up and throw it around and move it into the position you need. I need to get like under here on the inside. I can just just completely upside down and get in and out everywhere. It's nice and easy. So there's a perk of these huge models. You can just throw them about. Oh my god, I need to remember to breathe. Just a midway update. There's a lot. I feel like I've been holding my breath for like half an hour. But yeah, so we've done these barbells here. This chunk, not sure what that is. And then some of the bits in the front. I've noticed I've definitely, like, because I'm going off the box art, and I've noticed I've actually kind of built this a little bit wrong. These things here, I think they're meant to be a little bit more pushed in, because like on the box, yeah, like in here, they're kind of like tucked in underneath the cover. Whereas, I'm not sure what I've done, but on mine, they're like poking out. So yeah, I've kind of built it a little bit wrong. But I like doing the little bolts. They're quite cool, I feel like it adds a lot. Sword's looking good. Just got to go around to the side and add some more bits around here. Oh, actually, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. There's still teeny tiny bits I've missed here and there, but like just as a general once-over coverage, yeah, this was unbelievable. Oh my god, so good. Well, that's cool with the silver on the bottom though. Let's just put this on the side and leave it to dry for a little bit. Oh my god, I feel like it's been days since I've last spoken to the camera. I feel like I've been doing this silver for like an eternity, but I think most of it's done now. These tracks were the things I was the most worried about. I thought they were going to take the longest, going to be really awkward and hard to do. And they were at first when I was using the small layer brush. Then I busted out the synthetic brush and it was just easy, just like washing. So that was really, really good. There's still a couple little bits I've noticed. Just teeny tiny bits I missed, so I'll go over them and touch them up. And the sword in the front, which is awesome. All these like railings and such. Yeah, also it was the little nubbins, like the little bolts. There's so many of them. That took ages trying to find them. But I need to move on to a new colour because I feel like I've just been doing silver and silver and silver for ages. But so far, the silver has added a lot to it, which has been really good. I'm keen to get some colours on it as well, like some golds, some yellows, especially the reds, because I think that will really bring it out, make it pop. I think what I'm going to do next is the back seat of this guy. I'm not really sure what to do with it because, like I said, I'm going off the box art and it just shows the front, it doesn't show the back of it. I found a couple of pictures online. I think what I'm going to do is coat it in Black Templar contrast and then dry brush or do like a light dusting of Leadbelcher on the bottom bit and then paint the seats brown. Cool, so what have we done? We've just finished up some of this back section here. We've got the thrusters that we've done silver. We've done some kind of like dry brushing of like Leadbelcher on like the base. And we've done the leather seats, some of the silver interiors. It's kind of hard to see in there. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a bit like demoralised, unmotivated, a bit meh about this at the minute. Like, I don't know if it's like the base coat or the highlights or the combination, but I feel like I've just sunk so much time into this and it still looks a bit pants. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm staring at it for so long and I'm like just hyper fixated on like the problems, or I'm staring at it so much, but I just feel like it's a bit meh, you know? So what I'm gonna do is I really want to do some of the details like the reds and the golds, because I'm hoping that once I add little bits it might like bring it out a bit more, because I've just been staring at Black Templar Contrast and Leadbelcher for like 3 days. Like I started this on Friday, it's Tuesday today, I didn't really do any yesterday. So yeah, about 3 days worth of like painting of just Leadbelcher, Contrast, Leadbelcher. So yeah, let's get some extra colours on this. I'm hoping the reds, because we get some reds on like these little bits at the top, and then some gold, a lot of gold actually, will hopefully like pop it a little bit. I think because I'm going off the box art, I've had to start looking at pictures online for like the back section, because you can't really see it on the box. So I've started seeing other people's Primaris Impulsors, like the Black Templar ones, and they look so much better than this. I think that's bringing me down a little bit. If I just dwell on it too long, it's only going to make it worse. So let's just power through, put some colours on it. Hopefully that'll bring it out and make it a little bit better. Alright, I'm not actually sure if I want to do like Khorne Red or Mephiston Red. We've got a few minis over here we can use as reference. Do we want them to be Khorne Red, or do we want them to be like Mephiston Red? Khorne. We want Khorne. Yeah. Sweet. So yeah, we've got some Khorne Red. We're going to slap on, the rockets here. These little like shapes here, there's a few like dotted around. And then there is some lights and some targeting systems. One in here, and then the gold will be some other bits. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Yeah, so I've done some Khorne Red, and it looks kind of bright on camera, but like on the model I think it's a little bit too dark. So what I might try and do, I'm going to try out some Mephiston Red on some of these little red bits up here, and if I like the look of that I might try and lighten these up somehow. Yeah, I think I prefer the Mephiston Reds. Let's see if we can try and do anything to these. I can imagine this is going to be awful, but let's just slap some Mephiston Red over the top of these rockets and see if it brightens it up or if it just makes it worse. You know what? Yeah, actually, the red has helped a lot. Like, especially if you look at it from this angle. Okay, I feel a little bit more comfortable now. I mean, it's still a little bit messy and needs tidying up, but overall, the red does add a lot, and it actually makes it look a lot better. Adds more to it. Okay, I feel a little bit better about that. I think the big thing as well is when I add the gold to these and the yellow to the. Do I have yellow? Yeah, I do. The yellow to these little lights at the front. So yeah, I think once we start adding the details and the little bits, it will really bring it to life, which will make me feel a lot better. Sweet. So next up, let's do the gold. So there's a little skull here. The skulls in the front, this eagle, and then yeah, some little bits at the side. So yeah, we'll slap on some of the gold. Oh yeah, there's a lot of little bits of gold actually, so hopefully that will really, really bring it up. Cool, so that's all the Balthasar Gold. It's looking good. I'm a big fan of that. But next up, I just want to do the handle of the sword and the little hilt in Retributor. Just make it a little bit brighter and bolder. Oh, that's looking good. Just chuck some brown on the handle as well, and then we should be good for that sword. Actually, I might do red. Do Khorne Red, actually. Just. I don't know if the Khorne Red maybe is a little bit too bright. Maybe the brown was a better shout, but fan of that. Oh, let's take stock of where we're at. I'm feeling a lot better about this. I am. Now that I put a lot of the colours on, I am feeling a lot better, which is good because I wasn't feeling good before. So yeah, we've got a lot of the gold and the red. Well, I see all the gold and the red has been added on. So we've got like the skulls down the side, the little red weapons, some of the little like nubbins at the top. It's looking good now. Yeah, I'm a lot happier with it now. It's really cool, especially on that front panel, because that's the first thing you look at, I guess. You look at it head on. Yeah, I'm good. I'm proper chuffed with this now. I feel like it should be near the end, but I think there's still quite a fair bit to do. I've got to do the yellow on the headlamps. I've got to paint this little marine on top. I've completely forgot. I've got these. I've got this cover that sits on the back and this flamer. I've not even primed this flamer. There's just so much to do. This video is going to be like 4 days long. Sweets, like I mentioned, we've got these headlights that are supposed to be flash kits yellow, and there's some little dots of red that are meant to be in there. And then we also got some Wraithbone for the parchments at the side. Cool, so I think the last thing to do, like colour application wise, is just this Space Marine dude. Some of these hatches need to be Leadbelcher and a bit down the front, and then he has some Leadbelcher on his face, and I think I'm going to do like a white strip on the head just to add some variety to it. Oh, we're getting somewhere with these eyes, you know. Like, it's not great, but it's a big improvement than what we've normally got. It's getting better. It's getting better. Oh, we're getting somewhere now. I'm feeling a lot better about this. Look at that. We've added on like the gold, the Balthasar, all the red. The red on the top is like my favourite part, I think. It really, I don't know what it is about the red, but it just adds something. It's so bold against the black, I think that's what it is. Got the little yellow torches. We're good. We're looking good now. Even this guy on the top, actually, I completely forgot. Look at this little dude on the top. His little white strip in his face. I think that's everything for this body, maybe? I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I've got this control panel at the back. I don't really know what to do with it. I might leave that for a later date, just because it looks like a nightmare, and this video is already going to be like 4 weeks long. So I think what I need to do now is, well, actually, I've got, in this box, I've got some, look at that, some primed bits I forgot about. I've got the flamer that goes on top, and also I've got this cover section. This thing, like the guns that sit on the back. So what I'm going to do is quickly paint these. They're all going to be the same as the rest of the model. They're going to be like Black Templar contrast over the base. There's like an eagle that'll be Balthasar, and then like the trimmings of the weapons will be Mephiston Red. And then yeah, everything else like Leadbelcher. So yeah, nothing like interesting or different about these. Mostly just to match the rest of the theme. The same with this flamer. It's all going to be Khorne Red, apart from a couple bits that'll be like Balthasar and Leadbelcher. Right, I think I'm done. I think I've done almost everything. I think I've done everything, apart from obviously the tidying up and the oils, the shades. I've done all the base colours on the little extras. I mean, these don't look great. This looks rushed. There's only one way to put it, because I think I'm just at my limits with this model now. I don't hate it. I've just put so much time into this. I'm just ready for it to be like finished and complete. Like I think, well, it's been about a week. I think I started this like Thursday last week and it's Wednesday today, so about 6 days. Yeah, this has been a mission. Like, oh my God, we'll get more into it in the outro, but wow, this is this has been a model and a half. So what I'm going to do now is just a once over just to see if there's any tidying up bits I need to do, any little bits and bobs I've missed or I need to sort out. And I'm going to put some of the washes like Nuln Oil and Agrax Earthsade over the metallic parts. And then put it all together, we can review this bad boy. Right, I found something big enough to put them under. This is a big, massive cooking bowl. But under here it is finally the fruits of my labour. The end of the road. It is done. Underneath, there he is. Ta-da! Oh my days. That was a journey. Right, so where do we start? Let's go with the base layer. So yeah, I think the base layer, especially under these lights and on camera, it's definitely way too bright. Like, I just followed the same scheme I did with one of these Primaris Crusaders that I painted. And I think the Zenithal with the Black Templar contrast as like a base looks quite good on the Templars, or quite good on these little Space Marines. But I think on a larger model where like the contrast has got more surface to cover, kind of doesn't do too well. Like you can see definitely on the front, you can see like kind of like here, there's a lot of like, the colours are just different, like it's darker and it gets lighter and it's not as consistent, especially on top around here. So yeah, I'm not a massive fan of the base layer. I think in the future, if I was to do it another one, I would just do it like Abaddon Black and just do it that way, just be a bit darker. So yeah, I'm not a massive fan of the base layer. The highlights though are really cool. I do like the highlights. I'm a big fan of the dry brush. I'm a big fan of doing this like targeted, like finding the edges and just kind of like really focusing on them. I really like how it's turned out on like these bits here. Like I didn't expect it to really bring out these like bumps. Like on these like sharp edges, I thought, yeah, it would bring it out, but I didn't actually expect it to hit these edges as well as it has. I absolutely love, I mean, my favourite part is all the red on the model, like by a country mile. Like I absolutely love these little red nubs here on the guns. I'm not a massive fan of this flamer. I think it's because it's like the last thing I did, so I did think I kind of rushed it a little bit. That's on me. So I'm not a massive fan of that. Just in general, I think it's a bit sloppy. But in terms of like what it brings to the model, it's incredible. It's so cool. I love the lights, the rocket holders. Although I noticed I missed a bit there, but we'll pretend we didn't see that. Yeah, and all like the borders of all the weapons. Like it really adds a lot to the model and really brings it all in. Because when I first started it and did just the base layer, it was about like 3 hours or like a huge amount of time on like the base layer and the highlights and the Leadbelcher, and I felt like I'd put in loads and loads of time and it was still looking a bit plain. But then once I added the red, it really brought the model together and really added a lot to it, so I'm a big fan of the red. Same with the white, it's a nice little extra detail. I much prefer the Vallejo over the Khorne white, definitely. Speaking of done, I do think there is still some more I can do to this. There's some areas I've missed or like it needs touching up and some ways I can improve on it. But I think for now, I'm at that point where I just need to put the brush down. You know, I need to just say this is it for now and then maybe come back to it in the future, because I've spent so long on this and it's really starting to get to me at points is how much it would take, because I didn't consider the surface area. Like when you compare it next to a Space Marine, there's like 10 of the guys and I didn't even comprehend like the simple fact that yeah, there's so much more surface area, it's going to take more time and more paint. Yeah, because I've painted this Blight Hauler and I was like, oh, I've done a vehicle already, I've done the Blight Hauler, it's fine. But even compared to that, it's like, it's tiny, it's like bigger than double in size. So yeah, that's something I really underestimated. I love all the details in the front as well, actually, yeah. Like, I always say it, but that's my favourite thing about the models, is all the little details that bring it all in, like the sword, the eagle, the insignias, all the little things. Like, it really like builds the model into something more and tells a little story. But yeah, all in all, I'm happy with it. It's definitely not my favourite model. Like, it was definitely a more challenging than I thought. I didn't think it just being big would be as challenging as it was, because I was like, oh, I've done loads of models, it's the same as most stuff. I got the colour scheme down, I know how to use these colours and whatnot, and how to paint Black Templar. But I didn't comprehend how much more difficult having such a big model would be. But yeah, like I mentioned, there's still some things like down here, there's some colours, and up here. So I think I am going to come back to it at a later date, I think. But for now, I think I've spent so much time on it and it's gotten to me. I think I need to just take a step back. Say this is like a V1, it's kind of done, and then maybe at a later date come back and just touch it up and maybe retidy it. But yeah, oh, the base is just some... Actually, with the base, I tried to do something a little bit different. I just did some Stirling Mud, and I dry brushed some other colours over the top. So I did like Bugmans Glow and Mournfang Brown, just to see if I could like add some layers to it. That was quite good. I definitely I'd spend some time on basing. Maybe in a future video, I won't even do any minis. I'll just do like loads of different bases, and we'll see how we can work something there. But yeah, to summarise, I think the base layer is a little bit too bright and we could change that up. And then I think just going in more mentally prepared of how long it's going to take, because I did not expect it to take as long as it did. It is done. I can't believe we actually made it. Oh my god. At some points, I thought it was never going to end, honestly. There were points when I was doing this, I was like, I'm never getting this done. It's never happening. But where is he? There he is in all of his glory. Look at that. Yeah, that was an experience. I really underestimated how long this would take and how much work was put in. I've mentioned a lot like the surface area and the base layer and how much time, but like just there's so much going on. So one thing I forgot to mention, the little like bolts on the front as well. Like there's covered in these little tiny silver bolts that I kept touching up. Yeah, there was so much to it, but overall I really enjoyed this. I would do it again, definitely. If I bought another combat patrol, and I would be like, yeah, I've got to do this again and try some other stuff, because I do want to try like maybe different things with this, like a base layer of like Chaos Black, like I mentioned, or trying different colours or different like builds. And that's one thing I love and I hate about Warhammer is like there's so many ways to approach the same thing. It makes me want to do it so many times. Like with this, for example, I want to try so many different like base layers, different colour schemes, different builds, and it's great, but also terrible because I'm like, I want to buy more, or like I've done one, I'm like, I want to do another one. So it's a double-edged sword. But no, I really enjoyed that. I definitely got really demoralised and really demotivated halfway through because like I put on the base layer, the Leadbelcher, the highlights. I put loads of work into it and the building as well. I think I did a lot in like 2 days, like the building and all the base layers and all of the Leadbelcher and the highlights. And that like I'd put in so much time, and then looking at it, I was like, oh my god, I've not done anything. Like it still looks like not even started. So that really demoralised me. And I think this is the first model where I really like, after a long time, I was like, oh, kind of feeling a bit down and a bit not happy with it. So that was interesting to experience because I've never had that before. Because even on the Space Marines, like I do like a lot of work, and I'm like, oh, almost done, or like they really come together after like a couple of hours. Whereas this, I put in a lot of hours, and it was still looking like not even halfway there. So it was really interesting to actually experience that for the first time in the hobby because I've never had that before. So now I know what people mean. They're putting like loads of hours into a project and they're like, oh, just feeling about it and like unhappy. So that was cool to experience. But in the end, I'm still really proud of it. Like also, it's really interesting to like, I say I'm done with it and it's finished, but I'm looking at it, there's still loads I can do, like little extra things I could like touch up or fix or change. Maybe make some like little changes to it. Maybe some touch ups. I've definitely got things I can come back to, which is quite cool. If I ever fancy like doing it again. So I've had my eye on the Redemptor Dreadnought for a long time. Like I really want it. I love the look of the model. It looks incredible and I've really wanted it. I think doing this has made me think, okay, hold on, maybe I'm not ready for that. Take a step back, maybe finish the combat patrol first, which I think is actually, in the grand scheme of things, probably quite good, because if I hadn't painted this, I probably almost certainly would have brought the Redemptor Dreadnought, jumped straight in and probably butchered it. So this was definitely a nice humbling experience to kind of like show me, this is where you're at in the hobby. Take a step back, maybe learn a bit more, or maybe do a bit more. Maybe I'm not ready for like a huge model yet. Like, I mean, I say not ready, I can do it because I painted this thing. Like this is done and it is like kind of okay. So I physically can do it, but I want to do it justice. I want to make it the best looking thing I can make it. So I think I've got one more Primaris Crusader, a squad of Neophytes, and a squad of what I called Intercessors. So I think what I'm going to do is finish this off first. Definitely finish this off. I've got the Marshal as well. And then I think I'll get the Redemptor Dreadnought. And then hopefully by that point, I have enough skills to do it justice, because I do really want it to be like the centerpiece of like my collection for now. I've put it on my desk with my other models, and it's so cool having this huge unit next to all the infantry. It really makes it feel like a big army in a collection, so I absolutely love that. Like I might put up a picture of it somewhere like around here, but yeah, I love how it looks on my desk with all my other units. So, like I mentioned, it looks like a proper like army, a proper like unit of stuff, so that's amazing. But yeah, if you made it this far, so thank you, I appreciate it. As always, drop us a comment and a like and subscribe and all that jazz, and tune in next time for, I think I'll do the Neophytes next time, or my last Primaris Crusader, I'm not sure. So thank you and bye.